Hello and welcome to Okay, I Said Too Much podcast. Guys, I'm so happy we are here with the first episode of I Said Too Much podcast. I want to jump in first and explain why I wanted to start a podcast. I think that's so important for you guys to know, and it kind of helps explain the direction I want to take everything in. So, me personally, I love podcasts. I love to listen to them. I listen to them all the time. But right now, I was only really listening to true crime podcasts because all of the lifestyle podcasts out there I couldn't really relate to. It's so much easier to start a podcast when you have hundreds of thousands of followers. So that tends to be what happens. Influencers start podcasts. And my day-to-day life is very different than an influencer's day-to-day life. So I just wanted something that the normal person could relate to. And even normal so broad. I would say just like I'm a 9 to 5. Guys, I am so happy we are here with the first episode of I Said Too Much podcast. I want to jump in first and explain why I wanted to start a podcast. I think that's really important for you to know. And it kind of gives you a sense of the direction of where this podcast is going. So I'm a huge YouTube video vlogger, podcast listen tour, and it was hard for me to find relatable content. And I'm not saying influencers have to be relatable. I'm so happy that my favorite influencers are where they are now. But I know if I wanted to create relatable content to where I am in life, I had to make it myself, because this podcast is going to blow up. You guys speaking the now, it is going to blow up, but it's going to take me a really long time before I get to their status. So I wanted something for me, and there's no better way to do it than just create it yourself. I promise you, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun ride. I'm so glad you guys are here for it. And let's jump right into today's episode. So, as I like to say, grab a shot or two with this topic and stay a while. I want to cover a trending topic in every episode and give my opinion or hot take on what is going on social media, either current topics, visiting old topics, anything that was like trending at one point. And it's not always going to be relatable to that topic of the episode, but this one is perfect. It leads right into what we're talking about today, which is dating. I wanted to go ahead and get the dating episode over with. I think whenever you think lifestyle podcast content, you think of a dating. And I just wanted to go ahead and knock that out. I don't want this podcast to revolve around my dating life and what I should or shouldn't be doing. And so let's get it over with. First episode. So, trending topic that has been going around that I want to talk about, and this is controversial. I don't think everyone's gonna agree with me on this topic, and that is, have you seen the TikToks that are like, treat men how they deserve to be treated? And it's like these women, I will say men initiated, they say something crazy to these women, and then these women give it back tenfolds, like 1,000. And can we just normalize blocking men when they talk to you crazy? Can we normalize that? We do not need to stoop to their level, ladies. Like, I get it. We want to get out what we feel. And, some of these men don't deserve respect. But we need to start blocking these men. And I'm sure these are the same men that would be completely happy if you spun the block. So, block men. I don't like it. I don't like giving men that energy that they give us. I don't think it's productive, and does it really accomplish anything? Because I think men need therapy more than they need a woman to treat them how they deserve. So with that being said, we can jump right into my first little topic today on dating, and that is stop letting social media tell you how to date. I think this is the biggest one for me. If you're like me, you should go on TikTok for a good amount of time, and it is all, get ready with me for a date, how you should date, do this if you want him to commit, say this if you want him to act like that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any more advice on what women should be doing to get a man. Now, do I believe that all of these creators are attending, like their intentions are for it to sound like what you need to do to get a man? No, I do not think that is their intentions with making the content. But if you are single and struggling like me, that's how it comes across. There's so many conflicting things that you're told to do. And it's like, I'm tired. I'm tired, y'all. I'm so tired. And I don't think now, like at my age, I can date that way anymore. I can't do the calculated, I gotta do this and I gotta do that, and don't text back for 24 hours and don't do this and do that. I can't do it anymore. I just don't have it in me. And I feel like this brings me to this next thing that's really big for me now, and something I've really been working on, and that is mature adult dating. I got into my last serious relationship, 2017, and so that was 5 years ago. I'm 29 now, so I was 24. And it was completely different. It was, yes, text me all day. Yes, you can come over and hang out. Yes, like there was no expectation on what I wanted or needed from men at all. And I'm going to go on like a complete tangent. I think that led me to a point today. I realized this today while I was at work this morning, and this is a complete tangent. Today's like a Cancer full moon. Well, today's Friday. You'll probably be listening to this on Tuesday. You'll still be feeling the effects from it. Mercury's in retrograde, the whole shebang. And for Cancer full moons, it's big on like emotional revelations. And I feel like when you don't have mature adult dating skills, you don't ever really experience companionship. You can have all the relationships out there, but if you don't find real companionship, then you're not experiencing it. And so that is something now as 29, I haven't seriously dated honestly in all my life. Because I feel like before I've just fallen into relationships, and that's probably why they've never worked out. Instead of like dating and like getting to know someone, it's just like poof, I woke up one day and now I'm hanging out with this man all the time, instead of like really dating. And so now at 29, I am adult dating. I am prioritizing dates and experiences and getting to know someone, and not having to put this like, you need to text me all day. We need to be doing this. We need to be doing that. Pull up, come over to my place. Like, I'm not doing anything of that. Take me on dates. Get to know me. And I now too enjoy more like face-to-face getting to know a man. Like it's nice to hear from a man while you're at work. Good morning, hope your day's going well, all that. But sometimes it's hard for me to get that connection through text now. Like, I'm just not really good at it. I think I'm much better face-to-face. That's what I'm prioritizing now. And that is a big shift from what I had previously prioritized in dating. And I think no one tells you about that part of healing. No one explains to you what you'll have to go through when it comes to that part of healing. And I have had this conversation with one of my really, really good friends before, that it's like, it takes a healthy relationship to truly heal and move past an unhealthy relationship. You can do all the inner work all day long, and it'll be great for you as a person, your individual person. But some man could get in front of you and be like, you're kind of shitty. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. But if you don't know the skills it takes to be in a healthy relationship, because you've just been healing your person, that can happen. And then now you're missing out on something, because it's like, you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to be chill. Don't be chill if he's giving you a reason not to be chill, but you don't know how to be chill. You don't know how to just go with the flow. You're questioning, you're paranoid. And yes, a good man is going to be like, hey, I'm not this crappy man. Like, I really do care about you. I'm not trying to take advantage of you, but you need to chill out. But what if you can't chill out? And so people always glamorize this idea of like, I met my soulmate during my healing phase. That's not always realistic, because what can happen is you might just not be there yet. You might just not be ready yet, because there's things like now, like trauma gets brought back up and it can get resurfaced. And if you're not dealing with that, then it might resurface once you are in a partnership. And now this man is looking at you, or this woman is looking at you, them, they, whoever's looking at you, and they're like, you don't know how to be a productive partner. And so it might not be that first relationship after you've gone through everything and after you've done the work on yourself. It might be the second or third, because you have to unlearn some unhealthy relationship behavior. And so I think it's unrealistic sometimes what gets portrayed on social media, because they're not telling you this. They're not. And if they are, they're like, by the time you get to part 4, and then you're just a number. They want you to click on their profile. They want you to follow. They want you to like, so you could get part 4. And then they're telling you all of this. And then at that point, it's unproductive. So I feel like you have to let go of this perception of what you want it to be. And you have to start putting yourself in places to find what you want. And this might mean a dating app. Complete side note on dating apps. So again, a podcast. My inspiration for starting a podcast was Cami Crawford, the MTV host of Catfish. And she has her podcast, Relationship. And I was literally just listening to this before I started recording. She has an episode with Kayla Nicole, and she's like, get on a dating app. Like, they're not on like Hinge and Bumble. They're on like the dating app for like celebs and influencers. I can't think of the name right now. And Kayla Nicole's looking at her crazy. Kayla's like, you're crazy. And I agree, because dating apps suck. I don't want to do it. I was just on Bumble, and I think so I've been single since July of 2021, and I have been on and off dating apps ever since. I think I have had one productive match. Maybe 2. Maybe. And that sucks. I will swipe left all day long. I will look at and nothing. And Bumble is a joke, okay? Men who are on Bumble suck. And I get it. For men, it's a numbers game. Men think of it in a way more like straight, like just like everyone, and weed it out later, where women are more calculated. I went through a phase it wasn't a phase. I went through a time in my life earlier this year where I was unemployed, so I was job hunting. And I was also single, so I'm on dating apps. And when I tell you the rejection I have dealt with, it sucks, because now I've put myself in situations to not be rejected. Like, I kind of undersell myself so I'm not rejected, because the rejection of being unmatched on a dating app. Don't get me wrong, I have unmatched people because I've accidentally swiped right, but I've done it so fast that they would never know. Guys on Bumble will let your message sit until there's like 50 minutes left for them to like message back or something like that. No, it doesn't work that way. They'll let the match sit that long though, and then they'll unmatch you, because a man can unmatch you before you message him on Bumble. They will let that match sit until there's like 50 minutes. You get the little red light, and then they'll unmatch you. Okay, you could be unmatched me because I haven't messaged you yet. That's totally cool. But if I do message you and you unmatch me, you're unhinged. And I get it. I'm not going to be for everybody. That's cool. That's totally fine. But that is unhinged, and it hurts my feelings. It hurts my feelings. So I can't do them. I think now I need to realize I just need to put myself in a space to meet people in the real world. I watched this video, and I don't remember what it was, and the person was like, Prince Charming's not gonna knock on your front door. That was a big wake-up call for myself, because I like going out and doing things. I like putting myself in spaces to be out and about. I wouldn't say I'm for the streets, but I like being outside. It sucks out there. and a little bit about me personally. I mean, I'm not the biggest person, but I am bigger and I have been skinnier. And going out 50 pounds ago was completely different than going out now. And maybe it's just my self-consciousness where I'm like more aware of myself in this bigger frame. And so that's what makes me feel that way. But yeah, and it's hard. So I don't enjoy that, but Prince Charming's not gonna knock on my front door either. So it's just all about balance. I deleted Bumble like a couple of days ago, and I don't think I'll ever pick up another dating app. I just don't think that is for me. I think I'm way better. I am way better face to face. I don't necessarily like doing it like that because I watch too much true crime. So no, I don't want to go sit at a bar alone and hope a man walks up to me, but I need to find a different way. And I will say too, sometimes it's just not your time. And there was something else I was watching. I'm online a lot. So I saw a tweet that was like, you might be on a dating app now. Like if you delete and add dating apps all the time, like you might be on a dating app now, but the person you're supposed to be with might have deleted it. So maybe in another season, I will re-download it and my soulmate might be there. You might be living in a different state and I just need to wait for him to move to North Carolina. But yeah, for me right now, dating apps are not for me. And it is difficult because I missing intimacy, not sexual intimacy. Like I don't really miss that, but like intimacy of just having another person to text you good morning and know about how your day's going is everyone wants that. But if I have to get it through a dating app, no ma'am. I'll go without. I can text my friends good morning. I would say the biggest thing for me too in this journey is, and the hardest part is being surrounded by people in relationships. 3 of my closest friends are in very, very committed relationships and have been for all of them over, a couple of years. That does add another layer of FOMO. Like, they're not going to text me and be like, do you want to go on a double date? They're not going to do that, So it's like something you're getting left out of, or like, one experience can be like New Year's or like my 10-year high school reunion. That's something you want to bring a partner to, but you don't have a partner. So it can give an extra layer of FOMO. And so, especially when those are your like people you go to. Luckily, again, one of my best friends is single. She's right there with me. And, I be telling her head off about my shit. But, you do go to those friends and you do go to them for advice. Like me and one of my good friends have been best friends since like middle school. So it's like I'm going to her, and one time I had to be like, you cannot relate. Like no one would. Let's just say this. If you're in a committed relationship now, you would not end that committed relationship just to be single. You wouldn't just be like, unless that person did something terrible, then yeah, being single is better. But if you're in a committed, happy relationship, the streets aren't better. The streets are cold and lonely. So it's like you don't have to relate. You don't have to be connected with me in that way. You can literally stare at me and be like, I don't know what to tell you. I would rather hear that than be like, well, you're gonna piss me off. Like I would rather just you just can't relate, and or I'm telling you what's going on and you be like, well, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't text him back. I wouldn't entertain it. Or, oh, he seems like a nice guy. Maybe you should give him a chance. Like that is how you can have a productive conversation and not feel like you have to relate it back to yourself, because it's like, you wouldn't trade with me. I mean, I don't want their men, but like you wouldn't trade with me. You wouldn't reverse it. So it's okay to just not relate to your friends sometimes. And I can't relate back to them. I'm not booed up. I couldn't tell you anything about that life. Last time I was booed up, it was crazy. And he was crazy. So it's it's okay. And I feel like sometimes women want so badly to be able to like hold their best friend's hand when they're going through something, but it's okay if you can't do that. It's okay if you can't be there. It's okay if you can't relate. Like, I'm not asking you that. I'm just going to be like, just let me vent. And if I text my ex, don't say anything. I'm struggling, okay? I'm going through it, okay? If to all my best friends who are listening, they're blocked. So don't worry about that. I'm going to end out this episode. We're getting towards the end, almost. But I didn't want to leave you guys without some sort of useful dating advice. So I do have one piece of useful dating advice that I can give you. And it goes like this. It's an analogy. So if you were a manager at any place of business and you had an employee that was not meeting the criteria of that job, what would you do? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to think about it. You would fire them. So why haven't you fired that man yet? You can't see me, but I'm giving you the blinking stare. Because why? So I think I had met someone. It wasn't serious like that, but the immediate first red flag, I cut it loose and I stopped it. Why? Because he had shown me that he couldn't meet the criteria of what I wanted. Okay, scroll forward. I matched with someone on Bumble recently, and he again showed me that he couldn't meet the criteria of what I wanted. Now, none of it was bad. None of it was like he was hurtful. He just wasn't meeting the criteria. He wasn't meeting the job description. But because it could be different situations. You can be like, I don't think we're a fit right now. I don't think you're serious enough to take on the job description. There's different levels to it. There's definitely different levels to this. I don't want you to just blanket it and like blanket statement. There's different levels to this. But if someone's not doing what you want, if someone's not doing it for you, if someone's not bringing what you need to the table, get rid of them. I have been the manager that had to pick up a slack of another employee. I had to watch them walking late every day, and it was always an excuse why they couldn't show up. And it drains the life out of you. When you're constantly picking up the slack of someone around you, it drains the life out of you. If you're constantly having to make an excuse or pick yourself back up because your partner has disappointed you, it drains the life out of you. Cut them. Take them off the team, babes. Take them off the team. Like, it's just, to me, I think when it comes to happiness, it is that black and white. I am part of the TikTok crazy people who made a checklist like years ago when they were like, if you want to manifest your man, write down all the things that I think it was like the end of 2021. This was a big trend on TikTok. It was like, if you want to meet your perfect man, you need to write down every single detail of what you wanted that man, and that'll like help you manifest it. I found someone who came pretty damn close. Okay. Checked off from what I know. And I didn't know that we don't know each other that well yet, but from what you can see and what you can get out of like a couple weeks of texting and a couple of dates, he checked a lot of boxes, but not all of them. And one was big for me. One was high on my list. And how to cut it. Like, you just cut it. You cut it loose. Like, it's just, that is your job description. Write it down. That's your job description now. And so if you meet someone and they're trying to get the job, say they get the job. You guys gone on a few dates. You like them. He makes the choice to ask you to be his girlfriend and y'all are dating. So now he's got the job. Cool. A lot of people start to slack once they get the job. It's just, common nature. If he starts to slack and then he's no longer meeting the job description, you feel shitty. And then you make an excuse for it. Like, say you were that manager, you made an excuse for it. But you now, if he's not meeting the job description, he's clearly not making you happy. So now you had to make yourself happy. And you had to pick yourself back up. That's draining. So he just continues to not meet the job description. You are now disappointing yourself. You are like, you can be unhappy. Things can happen to you that make you unhappy. People can do crappy things to you that make you unhappy. But once you continue to let it happen and let that play on for months and months and months of someone not meeting the job description, you are now disappointing yourself. You are now doing it to yourself. You have created this scenario no one else has. So that is something you have to take a look at. Am I disappointing myself? Am I making myself sad? Because now that's pretty black and white. And that person has to go. So that is my one piece of useful dating advice. That if you like, and this is the best way to look at it, just sometimes, let's say, strike 1, 2, and 3. If you cut it after 1, 2, 3, it's going to be so much easier than trying to pick yourself up after 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Trust me, I've done it. Cutting it at after 3 will save you the heartache, because now you may not be as into it. Because think about it, if you're letting 1, 2, 3 may happen over a year and a half. So how long do you think 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is going to take? That could be a 15-year marriage that you're trying to get out of now, because you just didn't cut it at 3. And I'm saying big things, okay? Like, these are big ticket items. Like, my big ticket item was communication. If you can't communicate the way I want you to, 1, that's going to make me feel like you don't like me. You don't fuck with me. And 2, I like communication. I like to talk to you. I like to have that presence. I like to know that you're there. So that's a big thing. Communication is a big ticket item. So if your big ticket item is cheating, maybe cut it after 3. Now, I'm not saying, oh, he doesn't cut his toenails and they scratch me when we sleep. Maybe don't end a year and a half relationship after that. Maybe just be like, let's go to a spa day and get our nails done. I'm saying these are big ticket items that you should not continue to just excuse time and time and time and time again. Look at it as a job description. And I think that has like completely changed my outlook on dating, and like finding that someone is just making it a little bit more black and white and not being so like, but there's only so many buts you can give a situation. So, like I said, that is my one actual piece of dating advice that I could give you guys. That would be it. I don't have much else. Okay, it's never gonna get easier. You can't read men's minds, and I would not want to. But that is, like, I can't tell you everything, but I can tell you that one piece. I don't know much more myself. I don't have much more myself either. So just know that it'll happen in time. And don't rush it. And don't put a band-aid and bow on something to make it beautiful, because it's still cracked and damaged. To end off this episode, I'm going to end every episode with a song of the week. And I picked 2 songs that I think work perfectly for this episode, actually. Let's get right into them, guys. First, and this is a newer one, is SOS by SZA. So SOS is the album, the title track, first thing on there. That is my song. Okay, SZA did that one. Like, I'm gonna pull up the lyrics because I want to tell you guys why I like the song so much, and I feel like the lyrics is what helps on why I like the song so much. This is the song you listen to after bad dating experiences to pick yourself up, or if you creep on your ex when you shouldn't, and you need to, like, and he's dating someone and you're like, oh, I need to just pick myself back up. SOS is a song for you. My favorite line is, punk ass try to replace me, but the stakes is too high. They can't survive off of mini-me's. Guys, come on. For the people who were saying this is this album they couldn't relate to, it's so sad. Come on. Come on. That will pick you up. If you are having a bad dating experience, that song will pick you up, okay? It will bring life back into you. And I listen to it in the morning before work because it makes me hype. But that is it. That is it, okay? Sometimes, even if you don't necessarily feel like you are the baddest, that girl, that it girl, sometimes you just have to think that way. Live in delusion for a little bit. I do support living in delusion when it comes to things like that. So, my next song that I have for you, and I have played this song so many times, y'all. I'm trying to think of when this album came out, but I can't remember. Last year sometime. And if I had this song on a burned CD, it wouldn't work anymore. That's how many times I've played this song. It's Texts Go Green by Drake. And I told you guys earlier that I enjoy blocking men. I think blocking men is so much fun. And this is why I like this song so much, because it just embodies that like block you and move on behavior. And I love it. It really is like beautiful. So one of my favorite lines in this song is, "Texts go green, it hits a little different, don't it?" Drake. That is more like the song you listen to if you did just block him. Like, those texts are green and you hate it. So those are my songs of the week. I thought with a dating episode, giving you 2 songs, trying to lift you back up, go listen to them. If this podcast got you feeling a little down about dating and how it does suck, because it does, we can say that dating sucks. Go listen to those songs. I think they're a good little pick-me-up for after something so heavy. But, and I also want to say too, I just want to add this on to the end of this. It's only as difficult as you make it. No. I guess that's not what I'm trying to say. It will only be as sad as you let it make you. Like, if you let it make you sad, you will be sad. That is something if you wallow in the fact that none of these men are worth an ounce, then yes, it will make you sad. So don't wallow in it and just keep your head up. Keep going. Love. I love love. I'm a hopeless romantic. I will never give up on it. And I don't want you to give up on it, because it's going to happen. A time for everything and everything in its time. That's one of my favorite quotes. That's how I always think about things. So guys, as we get to the end of this episode, be hopeful. Hopefully some of these tips and things I have said you can use and take it and really, like, put the phone down and stop scrolling on TikTok. If you have been scrolling on TikTok, if you see more than like 4 TikToks about dating, just put your phone down. That's what I have to do sometimes. Just put your phone down, because it's a different world on there. So again, do not let it discourage you. Don't let it get you down. A time for everything and everything in its time. My favorite quote, it applies to everything in life. So I just want to say thank you guys. If you're still here at the end of the episode, that makes me extremely happy. So if you are almost 30 and still looking, I promise it's okay. Stop scrolling on TikTok and listening to social media dating advice. It doesn't make you feel better. Please do not forget to like, download, play on a super low volume multiple times, review 5 stars only. Please and thank you. I love you guys. Be happy, be safe, and until next week. And I will see you again on Okay, I Said Too Much.